What we're doing here today is to create the architecture of growth. And I want to say to our entrepreneurs, our business people, to think of CARICOM as our market, and we are going to stake our claim in our market.
Water is a primary commodity in the development process.
You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was in the second city recently, where he shared government's plans to provide social services in line with greater investments on the island.
So one of the things that this government will be announcing coming into the budget period would be programs that would align and logistically support the development of industries, particularly the development of housing, to ensure that when the labor force moves, there is that kind of social infrastructure to support. And the other thing is the education sector has to be a critical partner and support for industries such as BPO.
Back in Kingston, Prime Minister Holness unveiled a $285 million equipment installed by the International Biscuit Limited. As he toured the facility Wednesday, Mr. Holness announced plans to appoint a review commission on CARICOM aimed at increasing the market reach of local producers.
We may not be able to compete because of the cost of energy, but we must be able to compete because we have a better tasting product, because our products are packaged better, that we have tailored a product that meets the needs of the consumer.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness continued his focus on economic growth coupled with job creation on Wednesday as he launched the Economic Growth Council.
It is not another layer of bureaucracy. It is meant to simplify, clarify, and expedite economic growth policy.
The council is expected to build local and international support for Jamaica's growth agenda while securing large investments. Banker Michael Lee Chin was named chairman. The other 11 members, who will be drawn equally from the public and private sectors, will provide quarterly updates on the council's work. And in line with government's growth agenda, Dr. Nigel Clark was appointed Ambassador Plenipotentiary for Economic Affairs.
And Nigel will be assisting us in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and assisting generally in ensuring that our dream of economic growth and prosperity for all Jamaicans, that dream is a reality.
Prime Minister Holness received several guests to Jamaica House this past week. On Wednesday, he met with a country representative from the United Nations Development Programme, the UNDP. A delegation from the Press Association of Jamaica also paid Mr. Holness a visit. On Thursday, seafarers were the Prime Minister's guests. On Wednesday, Mr. Holness dispatched Dr. Horace Chang to St. Catherine, where he toured 3 of the parish's water systems.
Water is a primary commodity in the development process, and we're trying to reorganize our entire institutions to look at water that way.
The $1 billion artificial groundwater recharge system at Innswood is expected to store excess water for use during periods of drought. The Content Water Treatment Plant is expected to be completed by December 2017 at a cost of $123 million. And Minister Chang says plans are in place to expand the Soapberry Wastewater Treatment Plant to accommodate sewage from the Kingston metropolitan region. And Dr. Chang was in St. Catherine Thursday to break ground for a $7 billion housing development at Innswood. The project is being financed through a public-private partnership between SCJ Holdings Limited and Rivi Gardner and Associates.
We look forward to seeing more Jamaican partnerships coming in to participate in the economic activity that will build this country.
760 houses are to be developed at the orchards in 3 phases, with the first phase expected to be completed in the next 2.5 years. Minister Everald Warmington was in Portland last Tuesday to view government's work to get the parish back on track following heavy rains and flooding the week before.
We're looking at this stage a bill of maybe 64 million. That's just preliminary. So we're waiting now to have the final stuff done, and we can meet as a department and a ministry to work on it and see where we can get from the Minister of Finance.
And that's how we close Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for more news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.